The biggest name in advertising, Saatchi and Saatchi have landed a £20 million campaign to launch a new Brazilian spirit called Sagatiba. Their job is to make it as well known as Bacardi. The problem is, right now, no one outside Brazil has heard of it. That's the big challenge for Andrew Wilkie, director of the campaign.
They have a vision to actually create a global Brazilian brand.
The clients want to sell Brazil, but they banned the old cliches.
The bananas in the head is a very easy way of thinking of Brazil. Carnival, bananas, tropical birds. The moment we produce something that is much better than that and captures the new Brazil, the nicer Brazil, that's what we need to communicate.
It's a tough test for the creative team who must come up with the big idea.
The client's saying to us, don't give me the cliches, I don't want cliches. We're dismissing everything, so we're left with nothing.
When finally they head off to Brazil for the shoot, the key person is missing. The photographer.
If they haven't sorted out access, he can't get in. If he can't get in, you can't shoot.
And you can't shoot if it rains.
It's all going belly up.
This is the inside story of a marketing campaign. Can Saatchi and Saatchi turn Sagatiba from an unknown into a global brand? Andrew Wilkie is being taught the art of cocktail making by his new Brazilian clients. Vital knowledge if you're running a £20 million campaign to launch their spirit.
Now you will see how to make the real caipirinha.
With the true cachaça.
This I'm looking forward to, gentlemen.
With any other cachaça, you have to put a lot of sugar because it doesn't taste very good. With Sagatiba, you don't have to put a lot of sugar. Good. For my taste.
This is the tricky thing about caipirinha. Everybody has its special way to make it. So.
Yeah, you will find thousands of experts in caipirinha making, and then you can become one.
That's very good.
Like it?
Yeah, that's very nice.
The S sideways is the infinite symbol, and Sagatiba means exactly that, a never-ending story or saga. We like a lot the S. This is something we should really try to build as an icon, as a symbol in the future.
Okay. We are in the business of creating a brand for the long term, and that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years. This brand has to be established globally. It has to be robust enough to withhold all the vagaries of fashionability of the alcohol sector, and be robust enough to be a dominant player in a very, very competitive spirits market. That's very good.
It is good. Do you want us to prepare another one?
Yeah, absolutely. I need to get a taste of the product. It's very, very important.
I'll make you a small one.
Dave Henderson and Richard Denny are the Saatchi and Saatchi creatives who must come up with the big idea for the press and poster campaign. They've been a team for 7 years, like brothers, they say. They live near each other and drive in together every day.
Pure spirits, it's a difficult category, you know. It's kind of a lot of stuff's been done before. There's a lot of things you can't do, can't say. I'll tell you what, I think one thing, but it's Brazilian. It's Brazilian, yeah. The problem we got faced with that though is no one's ever heard of it. Saatchi and Saatchi.
This is their first campaign for Saatchi and Saatchi after being poached from another top agency. So the pressure is on to deliver. They've been told to avoid Brazilian cliches.
No fruit on the head. Which is good, you don't want to do that. It shouldn't be like ads for the Brazilian Tourist Authority. Come to Brazil. It's got to be better. It's got to be good.
It's just expecting it's all cliches that we've just seen a million times on television. With happy Latin people dancing away and stuff.
Can we have phones?
That's cliche as well, isn't it?
But it is a sexy place.
Brazil it's got a sector for bucket loads, and we've got to try and approach that in an original way. You know, premium.
There's got to be something around pure and
yeah,
sexy.
Today, the agency will pitch their ideas to the Brazilians. UK chief Kevin Dundas will attend. At £20 million for just the European launch, this is big business.
They are very ambitious for their brand, and they are really willing to take on the established brands in the marketplace. So their expectations are high. The ambitions for Sagatiba is to go global very fast, and that's quite rare.
The men from Sagatiba are keen to see the early campaign work and talk strategy. First up, the team which has been developing ideas using the S logo on the Sagatiba bottle.
Making sure that that symbol, the infinity symbol, stands for everything that we want it to stand for is absolutely what this communication strategy is all about. And that's absolutely what we're working towards, David. So we completely agree with you on that.
Whether it's ice cubes, whether it's just trays actually putting in snacks, all of these seem to be embodying the brand, bringing people together, talking about friendship and drinking together. Even when you start getting into tables, or even the seats, using the Sagatiba rest.
Richard and Dave have been working on the concept of pure. They think they've got a catchy phrase, pure so you don't have to be.
Drawings are not the best drawings ever in the world, so if you can try and use your imagination. First, we have a very stylish apartment, but the occupant has obviously not been home for a while, and we can tell that by the unopened letters by the door. And unfortunately, Tiddles hasn't been fed for a while. The goldfish is lying on the surface of the bowl there. Pure so you don't have to be. In this execution, we have a young lady lounging by the fire one night. Behind her, we can see she's burnt all her diet books. Pure so you don't have to be. This is actually a wedding party, and we can see that the bridesmaid hasn't quite done her dress up properly. So she's done it in a hurry, and the bridegroom's shirt's still hanging out as well, as if they're being quite busy before the wedding. Pure so you don't have to be.
The Brazilians are polite. It's left to Alex Pinedo, the marketing director, to give the verdict.
I want not good, I want great. And I think we're at good. The line, pure so you don't have to be, it's limiting rather than opening. And whatever campaign we end up with, it has to be authentic Brazil. And the way that Brazil is perceived by Europeans, but also the way we want to communicate Brazil. And it's not the stereotype Brazil. And that's the tone that we're looking for. It's very subtle, and I think it's worth the work getting there.
That's fair enough, you know. I think there's never just one answer to a brief. There's always something else you can do. You know, we're more than happy to go again a second time. I mean, quite often we're going a 10th time or a 15th time. So, it's you get used to it, really. It's all part of it.
Suddenly, word gets out that Selfridges department store is preparing a month-long promotion on Brazil. Sagatiba are desperate to get in on the act. Sagatiba headquarters are in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Are you going for the Selfridges opportunity?
Yeah. We're definitely taking that. I think it's a great opportunity. We have to do everything we can to make the best of it.
Alex has just 2 weeks to meet the Selfridges deadline. He's come to the Sagatiba bottling plant to arrange shipping.
Tudo bem?
1,600 bottles of Sagatiba must be shipped to Britain immediately, but there's a hold-up with the containers.
Como é que tá a história de pra buscar o container? Tá tranquilo? Você viu essa história, né? Não tá tão fácil assim. É.
Sagatiba is an upmarket version of Brazil's national spirit, cachaça. Distilled from sugarcane, Brazilians consume 1.3 billion litres of cachaça a year. Most of it, the rough stuff, is drunk on street corners. Sagatiba have had some success here, selling to the cool young crowd. Brazil exports just 1% of its cachaça, whereas Russia exports 50% of its vodka. The man who is gambling a fortune selling Sagatiba to the world is successful entrepreneur Marcos de Moraes. To him, this is not just about launching a brand, but about promoting Brazil.
Brazil is in the DNA of cachaça. Cachaça has been there for 500 years, and I think that one of the reasons why it's so popular and accepted is that it's not a fake. It is very clear for me that there is an opportunity for a high quality, top quality cachaça with a vision for brand building to really be the leader in the international market today. And that's what we are aiming at.
Back in London, and it's party time at Selfridges. They've had to fly in the Sagatiba to get it here on time. Saatchi and Saatchi have been busy creating a Brazilian beach bar in one of the shop windows.
So finally we have the window, and I think it looks great actually. We're still finalizing some details, but you know, people are having caipirinhas, they're trying the product. It's gathering a lot of people in the streets. I think it's calling a lot of attention.
We're achieving what we wanted. We wanted to brand in the right way, to bring Brazil to London a little bit, to call the attention of the people walking by, and I think we're right there.
Here we have a drink that's for a hot, hot climate, and we've got a cold, cold, rainy street outside.
This is a drink for hot, hot people. So you can change the climate just by having it. It's the whole attitude, I think, the Brazilian attitude behind the drink.
At the agency, Richard and Dave are still struggling to find the big idea.
We're saying about avoiding the cliches of, sort of pineapples and fruit and stuff. But if you took it in that kind of context, it's got a totally different feel to it straight away, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
At least it's fresh, as far as art direction is concerned.
Yeah, it's representing the familiar but in a new kind of light.
Yeah.
One simple image, a simple line.
Mm. I can't see.
Yeah, definitely.
Where's the rest of the people?
There's not much going on in the Selfridges window.
Oh, okay. They are in the process of inviting more people from the general public to come and have a Sagatiba. At the beginning we had just models, and after 1 week or 2 weeks they were just too bored to be inside, so now, yeah, they were drinking.
So they fill the window with thirsty shoppers, and the promotion takes off. Richard and Dave at last have something to show creative boss Tony Granger.
The real kind of test of an idea is how it spins out into air. Is it feeling good? Obviously kind of feeling good, right?
We think we've got something really strong.
Yeah.
Obviously you're aware of this, which is
for
us it's the most famous
huge
landmark.
icon. Yeah.
The biggest icon of Brazil. It's like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah,
Big
absolutely.
Ben,
Yes.
So the idea is to cast a real guy who actually looks like the famous icon.
I love it.
But we'll put him in situations that are all part of kind of, capturing the real spirit of Brazil, going out, having a good time. It's a very opening, welcoming gesture, So he's in the taxi, he's going out for a night out. Give him just a little tiny bit of a smile, almost like a Mona Lisa smile.
Yeah.
But the photography, you sort of accentuate all the shadows and everything, which will make it more recognisable and good, more instant.
Make great posters.
Great
Great
like
posters.
super sites,
Yeah.
imagine like airports.
And imagine that bang, in the airport.
If you see these things at the corner of your eye or you're flipping through a magazine, it's for Sagatiba, the Brazilian brand.
I think that's the difference with sort of the other things a bit throwaway in the campaign.
Yeah.
We can get more out of this.
Yeah. Much better.
Yeah. We did some quick research groups just to find out about using the statue and would we be getting into religion, because obviously it's Roman Catholic, and didn't touch the sides. I loved it, everything about it.
After months of work, today is the day Richard and Dave must present their new idea to Sagatiba.
Taxi. Cool. Yep. Crowd surf. Yep. Swimming pool. And frisbee. Yep.
Do you think they're going to accept this?
Of course they are. They're going to love it.
I'm just getting into the meeting now. I call you afterwards, okay?
Lucas Rodas is here in London, but everyone else is back in Sao Paulo on a video link.
You remember everybody?
Yeah, that's it.
Claire, Richard, Dave. The guys have to present the work on a camera like that, which is beamed down to Sao Paulo, and that's not really the best way to present creative work.
The image is just great.
So they're there waiting.
Yeah, they were. They were. You may have got the lunch. Hello.
Hi guys.
Hiya. Good. Are you all there?
How are you guys there?
Not so bad, and you?
Fine.
We are very, very keen to make sure that this campaign absolutely takes the high ground for you, almost in a way that prevents any other Brazilian brand trying to come in and steal that territory. So to get there first, to be unique and to claim that territory for our own is something that we really strove to do with this work. And that's what the guys have really tried to capture.
In the first ad, you can see, hopefully, a guy who we're going to cast to look just like Brazil's most famous icon. And his whole body position also reminds us of Brazil's most famous landmark. And he's stretched out here with his arms across the back of a leather seat, the back of the taxi in, say, Sao Paulo or Rio. And in the bottom corner, we see our line, Pure Spirit of Brazil, Sagatiba. The next execution, we see our guy again. In the background here, he's in a pool room, and he rests his arms across the pool cue, which is across the back of his neck. And he's standing in a very cool, very kind of relaxed pose. The next ad, we see he's actually crowd surfing. This is shot from directly above, and he's being passed along the top of the crowd at a gig or a rave or whatever. What I will do is take you quickly up to give you You like it? Yeah. Oh, great. That's good.
Andrew.
Yes.
Absolute stroke of genius.
Oh, hooray!
Couldn't be more enthusiastic about it.
Brilliant. I'm very, very pleased.
When can we start?
When you sign off the money.
They'll be launching the campaign in style magazines and on billboards. Now they must urgently find the right photographer and the right model.
Everything's got to ooze Brazil. So this guy has got a look Latin Brazilian. Basically, he's got to look like this. I know this guy's stone.
And then shoot them in these different locations, which I think we should be shooting in Brazil as well.
So I think with the style of photography we've been thinking about,
definitely want something that's a bit more, kind of iconic and kind of,
height and reality.
Like height
with light, really strong light, so he does become heroic. And that's where I think you get a lot of energy from these shots as well.
Yeah, and then there's only going to be a couple of people.
Yeah.
It's not going to be.
No, this is our most one where we've got the most people in it.
Is that like kind of rave or a gig or something? That's going to be like flashlight.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I'll trawl through the websites.
Yeah, let's look at
and send you some web addresses.
Yeah, great.
And start off that way, and then once they're ones you like, we can get the books over and have a look that way.
Other teams in the agency are developing a whole range of marketing ideas and products. Nothing sells a cool brand better than cool people thinking they've discovered it for themselves.
Drink up and get your glasses outside.
It's called contagion strategy.
A sense of discovery is a very motivating thing for this target audience. And then you generate very, very positive word of mouth as a direct result. That word of mouth spreads, and literally like a contagion. More and more people become actively involved and feel that they have ownership of the brand.
One of the new techniques to engage the sophisticated consumer is viral marketing.
Viral's usually sent off with brand email. You know, sometimes you get emails that you think are really funny and you immediately send them off to all your friends. That's basically what we're trying to do. What you'll get is you'll get an email probably on like a Thursday or Friday night, and says, "Don't go home. It's far too early. Try this link, and who knows where you'll end up tonight." This is your opening scenario. So you're walking down by Ipanema Beach, and the volleyball game is in full swing. Do you join in because there's someone playing that you really fancy? Carry on because you spotted someone further down the beach that you really fancy?
The point is to get you to take part in something we send you. And it's all about making decisions and where you can go.
Or tell the star that you're very happy with your current partner, or tell the star you don't have a current partner. So you go for that one, and you're into another scenario. Everyone at the party is drinking champagne.
But at the end of it, the whole point of it is to get you into a bar to drink Sagatiba.
I think I'll buck the trend and have a caipirinha instead. This is the end of the route, and what will follow after this, it'll tell you where you can actually go get a caipirinha.
But you won't find it in just any bar. To be cool, your product must be exclusive. It's part of the strategy. Today, the agency have invited 12 top barmen from the country's hippest bars.
Thank you very much for coming today. We're very, very pleased that you're here, because to be honest, we need your help. What we recognise is that you simply cannot expect to launch a new alcohol in the marketplace and expect it to take off and do the kinds of volumes that Smirnoff do. That takes a long, long time. And you have to do that in the right way. And the way that we believe we're going to do that is by making sure that it's actually only positioned and stocked in the right kind of bars from the outset. So we recognise the importance of you guys. We understand that you're the experts. Your bars are precisely the kind of bars that we need to get on side in order to make a success of this launch.
Yeah? Great. I'm going to tell you look.
As a saying here for cachaça can go against tequila. And this is a classic.
Hit the heading.
Yeah, I'm head-to-heading. This is a Rosarita Sunrise. It's a bit like the tequila Sunrise, but creme de cassis, lime juice, orange juice.
Three lime juice, 3 chunks of mango, just less than half of the juice of the lime. This could be a Copacabana crush.
Nice.
Because I'm drinking drinks with Sagatiba that I have never thought I could.
In Brazil, are they in your bar today? Do a lot of mixing.
You got red cherries. I got the lime to give it the sour touch. I got the sugar just to make it a bit sweeter, and obviously I got the white cachaça. $7.50 probably.
General public, if it's got recommended next to it, everybody wants a recommendation from the barman. They will buy it based on that alone. So it'll get the volume and it will get the exposure.
Dave's found the perfect photographer, American Jeff Riedel.
He does a lot of Hollywood stuff, actually. But he's got a very unique style. But the main thing that we like about him is he makes people look quite iconic, which is exactly what we want. And for us, that has everything we want. And that was the key moment when we saw that, we thought, yeah, this is the guy. The best stuff we saw out of hundreds of books.
But the photographer is expensive, costing thousands of pounds a day. Suddenly everything is put on hold. For 2 weeks they wait while the Brazilian clients rethink their budget.
You go with the best photographer, the best art, and that's exactly what we want. This is not the only one, but he is exactly what we want.
So what's the hold-up all about?
No hold-up. We are just thinking. We're just thinking and talking about if that's really the way we want to go, and we all seem to agree this is.
But they're waiting in London for the go-ahead.
Yes, it's a phone call away.
Good afternoon, Saatchi and Saatchi.
We've got go ahead. We've got a full approval to go ahead and shoot all 4 ads. So what we've been doing is trying to pin down things like our casting, our main guy who stars in the ad. We've also got to check out locations on all 4 ads and kind of various props, things that go on in the ads. I mean, you see some of these guys are all right. They're kind of getting close, but you know, this is normally the hardest thing, getting casting right. No, he's definitely got something. He works brilliantly. He's just got the hair, the face. He's good looking without being too good looking. He's not too chiseled, you know. He's got the right length of face. He's got the right length. He's got the right kind of hair, and he's got something behind the eyes, which just, I don't know. He just got it. If I try and do this, flick between the statue and the guy. You can see there are a lot of similarities. I think this time we got lucky.
After 3 months of planning the campaign, the Saatchi and Saatchi team are ready for the shoot.
All set, all very happy.
Yeah, ready as we can be.
But Richard is left behind. His wife is due to have a baby. In Sao Paulo, everyone is excited at the prospect of working with Jeff, the hotshot American photographer. But there's a nasty surprise in store.
When you get a photographer flying from the States to enter Brazil to work with you on a shoot, you expect the production company to have sorted out access. If they haven't sorted out access, he can't get in. If he can't get in, you can't shoot. If we were in charge of getting everybody's visas, then ultimately we would be at fault. We're not. That's what we pay people to do. If people don't deliver, all I can do is say, you haven't delivered, sort it out. And that's the position that we're in at the moment.
You can be an international traveler all you want, but you need to know that some countries require visas. Some countries are more tough than others.
Look, it is a basic one, basic thing. You can't work unless you can get in. So you work out how you get in.
I'm amazed that no one knew this. But now we do. Okay, good. So we're going to try to solve it. Hopefully we can. Otherwise, plan B, C, and D will have to solve it.
We'll unfold and we will take you through exactly what those plans are.
So, let's have an espresso and let's have a meeting.
So that's taxi. So I think
Delays are very expensive. Makeup artists, costume designers, and countless assistants are all sitting around wondering what's going to happen.
In honour of our absent photographer, I think we should keep that chair back.
Overnight, Alex and the Saatchi and Saatchi team have agreed on their options. On a trip out of town, Alex calls Miami and New York to chase up the visa.
Can you speed up that meeting? Because you know why? If, let's say, Jeff doesn't get the visa today, if he cannot fly to Brazil today, maybe we tell him, thank you, Jeff, see you next time around, we're going with plan B. Okay. So let's do this. If Jeff is not in Brazil tomorrow morning, Jeff is not coming to Brazil at all. Okay, good. I'm taking off now. Okay, good luck. Good luck. Bye, Tom. Whew.
While Alex pursues the visa, Andrew and Dave have been checking out Plan B to go with a Brazilian photographer. By the time Alex gets back to Sao Paulo, a decision has been made. Everyone seems satisfied that Plan B has the right stylized look to his pictures.
Are you happy with the decision, Martha?
Yeah.
It's been a bit of a day or two.
Very busy day. Very busy day. But those things happen. We have to be ready for them. You never know when they come, but they sure do.
We had to think creatively about finding a way around a problem. That's my job. We've done that. To say that it's been an easy day is not true, but we've got a good solution to a very, very difficult situation, and I'm pleased about that.
It's the first day of the shoot. The new Brazilian photographer, Daniel Kladmich, demands silence to be creative.
Pode fechar pra mim, por favor? Agradeço.
For me, this is very key. Is that we get the right look and the right smile.
Yeah, and
we got Raphael doing a number of different facial expressions.
So he would be in a full smile, or in a slight smile?
We haven't got, I don't want to say we've got a major laugh.
Raphael can do the smile, easy. But his arms are a bit of a worry.
A problem that arose. Our guy, our model, he's 6'2", he's quite tall, of course he's got quite a long wingspan. His arms are too long for the seat to get exactly the position we wanted. So what we're going to do is shoot him separately, which is what we did from here, so that we can get his arms in exactly the right position. And then we shoot the interior of the car separately. And then what we'll do on computer is we'll reduce our guy by 8%, 10%, and pop him on the seat on computer. But you won't see the joins.
It's the second shoot of the day. 50 extras are getting hot and sweaty. It's late and everyone is hyped up, but Andrew and Dave seem pleased with the shots. Two shoots down and 2 to go. There's much close scrutiny over extras for the only exterior shot, the swimming pool.
For the reserves?
Yeah. Reserves.
Yeah, okay, the reserves. Don't tell them.
So the idea is to have 2 or 3 girls in the background. I think they can either have their back turned, just tying up their hair. It may be that we do just have a pair of legs walking like that. That might work ideally. This is the guy. This is the main focus. What we really love about this is the fact that it's not like an old-fashioned pool or like one of those traditional turquoise painted pools. It's really modern. It's really almost not what you'd expect in Brazil.
And you wouldn't expect rain either.
It's raining so hard, it's actually coming through the roof.
What's going to happen to that pool shot?
It's going to be wet.
Yeah, I mean we can't get the lights out or anything in this weather, so.
So what's the plan?
Well, I think we're hoping that at least if there's no rain tomorrow, we can at least start lining up a shot and seeing how it looks. But I think the latest forecast is it'll just be like this as well.
It's all going belly up.
At the bar shoot, Alex seems worried.
The swimming pool has a very strong point in being. It's a sunny, daytime occasion, and we definitely want to depict that, so we need that.
Andrew, in his role as chief problem solver, is working on another plan.
This particular shot is vital. We'll set the whole shot up, and the guys will have to come back in the sun, and we may not be here to do that. So we'll be waiting for those shots to come back to London.
As long as everybody knows what we're trying to achieve, and it's all been rehearsed, and all the camera positions and lenses have been worked out, the lighting's being worked out, your choreography's all kind of rehearsed, I think it's fine. It's fine. It should be fine. I think it was 5 days, 6 days before the weather actually broke, and they got sunshine, and they got the shot.
We've darkened the background, darkened the horizon line, made him more contrasty, more graphic, put the reflection in on his stomach.
So you're happy with what you're seeing here?
More than happy. It's coming out better than we could have hoped, really, given the circumstances.
He's definitely more stone-like now, but without looking dead.
Yeah.
We have our man here, but we've done a lot of work on him, moving the arms up, making them nice and parallel.
Yeah.
Really just recentered his head a bit more. We changed the neck of the t-shirt, made the t-shirt wider down there. So he was looking like he was leaning back too far. So he's sitting in there a lot nicer. That was the bench seat we shot separate. So that was our start point. We used that, but then we needed to widen it. We've redrawn that so his hands reach the sides of the cab.
This is where we are now on crowd surf. We put this girl in which she wanted. The only thing is we had to calm down her cleavage a bit. It was coming out too much, especially with this bloke looked like he was looking at it. So I sort of darken all that down just to set her in, but she looks really good, sweaty.
Do you think the clients will be happy with this work? Is it a bit of a tense time?
Well, it always is, because at the end of the day, there's a team of us that have spent time crafting this and putting it together. It's our baby.
People have an image of what it's going to be in their head from a drawing, and I think it's always going to be slightly different from what they may imagine.
It's the big day, and Alex and Lucas are here to see the finished work for the first time.
The first one is Taxi. So there we are, sitting in the car, golden hour, Sao Paulo. On to the next one, just swimming pool. There's a little smile there, which we talked about in the beginning, with the Mona Lisa smile, but without being too cheesy. He looks at you and, like, you know who I am. He's cool. He's cool. On to the next one. Just crowd surf.
Go back to the energy of that night, Alex. The faces of the people in the crowd.
Very good, really good.
Then the final one is the bar.
This is my favorite.
Because of the color of the shirt, it looks a lot like the statue in Rio.
It is a very strong visual stereotype, but in a completely different way, in a modern way. So
We went from good to great, and that's exactly what I was dreaming of. I think we have a very powerful campaign now. I'm absolutely confident of that.
You said you didn't want to go for the cliches, but
Yeah.
what's the difference between a cliche and an icon?
I think that's one of the brightest things about the campaign, is that we are exactly using the cliche. That statue in Rio, we took that and we turned it into our icon in the language that we're using. So that's the greatness of it, I think. That's the brilliant part.
Today, Saatchi and Saatchi are launching Sagatiba at the Trendy Light Bar in London. Next, Rome and Amsterdam.
This is not a short run. We're in this for the long term, and the same amount of detail, energy, and dynamism is going to have to be put behind the brand right the way through in every single country that we're launching. But at this particular point in time, things are looking very, very good.
Cinema and TV ads are to follow the press and poster campaign. If Sagatiba proves a success and not just a passing fad, it will go global. Only then will the Brazilian clients know whether the £20 million marketing campaign has paid off.
this is my favorite now.